the fiduciary pivot, transitioning from manual to automated model governance. The global financial landscape is currently navigating a quiet but profound shift in the definition of systemic stability. As we move into the 2025 to 2026 cycle, the rapid proliferation of artificial intelligence within the banking sector has outpaced traditional oversight mechanisms. For the C-suite, the challenge is no longer about exploring AI, but about managing a new class of high-velocity risk. We are seeing a transition where AI model risk is moving from a theoretical compliance burden to a direct matter of fiduciary liability. Regulatory bodies across the world's major financial hubs, from the Federal Reserve in the US to the MAS in Singapore, are tightening the screws. Inaction is becoming increasingly expensive. A manual approach to tracking these models is no longer just inefficient. It is a material operational vulnerability. Without model inventory automation, institutions face a blind spot, risk that can lead to significant capital surcharges under Basel III or severe enforcement actions under the EU AI Act. This briefing explores the strategic necessity of model risk management, MRM, as a core pillar of institutional resilience, ensuring that as your bank scales its digital intelligence, it does not simultaneously scale its legal and financial exposure. The era of managing risk through static spreadsheets and quarterly manual updates has reached its expiration date. If you look at the sheer volume of models currently being deployed, ranging from simple credit scoring to complex generative architectures, the sheer density of the environment is staggering. For a modern bank, your model inventory is now your most volatile asset class. The governance mandate and regulatory convergence. The first pillar we must address is the structural shift in global governance. Historically, model risk management, MRM, was a localized function, often tucked away in the back office. Today, it is a centerpiece of the supervisory dialogue. In the United States, SR 11-7 remains the gold standard, but the expectation for continuous rather than periodic oversight has intensified. Meanwhile, the EU AI Act, specifically Article 10, now mandates rigorous data governance and risk management for high-risk systems. Wait, look at this. It isn't just about having a list of models on a server. It is about the metadata. Who owns the model? What data fed it? How does it drift over time? In Switzerland, FINMA has signaled that algorithmic transparency is now a prerequisite for operational licenses. In Hong Kong and Singapore, the MAS FEAT principles have moved from best practice to a supervisory baseline. Consider the recent case of a major European lender that faced a multi-million euro fine not because their model failed, but because they could not provide a real-time audit trail of the model's decision-making logic during a period of market volatility. The regulators didn't just penalize the outcome, they penalized the lack of visibility. This is where a formal materiality assessment becomes critical. If you cannot quantify the impact of a model's failure, you cannot claim to be managing your risk. The boardroom perspective. For the board, this is a transition from oversight to personal accountability. In many jurisdictions, the duty of care now extends to the digital soul of the bank. If a model causes a systemic breach or a discriminatory lending event, the defense of "we didn't know how the black box worked" is no longer legally viable. Directors must ensure that the bank's model risk management (MRM) framework provides enough granularity to satisfy fiduciary obligations. It's about protecting the institution's reputation and the board's personal standing. Operational resilience and the velocity of decay. When we talk about operational resilience, we are talking about the bank's ability to withstand shocks. In a world driven by AI, those shocks can happen at machine speed. This brings us to the necessity of continuous AI compliance monitoring. Traditional models were often set and forget for 6 months. Modern AI models, however, are prone to drift, a gradual decay in accuracy as real-world data changes. But here is the real danger. If your inventory is updated manually, you are looking at a rearview mirror. By the time a human auditor flags a performance dip, the model may have already executed thousands of flawed trades or rejected thousands of qualified loan applicants. This is systemic contagion risk in its purest form. Model inventory automation allows for algorithmic kill switches to be implemented. It provides a real-time dashboard that alerts the second line of defense the moment a model deviates from its golden copy parameters. In Japan, the FSA has become increasingly focused on how banks manage this model decay during periods of currency fluctuation. They are looking for evidence of live monitoring, not just annual reviews. They want to see that the bank has the technical infrastructure to pivot when a model's assumptions are no longer valid. The boardroom perspective. Operational resilience is the bedrock of market confidence. If the bank suffers a flash crash or a massive credit mispricing event due to an unmonitored model, the capital impact can be swift and devastating. From a fiduciary standpoint, the board must treat AI models as live infrastructure. This requires shifting budget from manual back-office reviews to automated, real-time oversight. It's a capital preservation strategy, plain and simple. Algorithmic transparency and Pillar 3 disclosures. One of the most significant changes in the 2025 landscape is the integration of AI risk into Pillar 3 disclosures. Regulators are moving toward a world where banks must publicly disclose the robustness of their risk management systems, including their AI governance. This is where the technical meets the financial. If a bank's Pillar 3 disclosure reveals a fragmented or manual approach to model inventory, it signals to the market and to rating agencies that the bank has unquantified operational risk. Transparency is no longer a choice, it is a disclosure requirement. In the UK, the Prudential Regulation Authority, PRA, has been very clear. Transparency isn't just about explaining how an AI works. It's about proving that you have control over the entire life cycle of the model. To achieve this, you need a single source of truth. A central repository that links every model to its data lineage, its performance history, and its compliance status. This is the only way to perform a truly accurate materiality assessment. Without it, your disclosures are based on guesswork, and in the eyes of a regulator, guesswork is a breach of duty. The boardroom perspective. Transparency directly affects the bank's cost of capital. Investors and analysts are increasingly scrutinizing model debt, the accumulated risk of unmanaged or outdated algorithms. By championing continuous AI compliance monitoring, the board provides the market with the assurance that the bank's digital growth is sustainable. It's about ensuring that the innovation line on the balance sheet doesn't create an invisible liability line underneath it. The third-party frontier and systemic contagion. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of this transition is third-party risk management, TPRM. Most banks today do not build every model in-house. They use plug-and-play AI from fintechs, cloud providers, and specialized vendors. However, under the eyes of the law, you cannot outsource your responsibility. If a third-party model fails, the bank is liable. This creates a complex web of shadow AI, where models are running within the bank's ecosystem without ever being officially logged in a manual inventory. This is why third-party risk management TPRM, must be integrated into your automated inventory system. You need to know exactly which vendor models are touching your customer data and how they are being updated. In Singapore, the MAS has specifically highlighted the risk of concentration, where multiple banks use the same third-party model, potentially leading to systemic contagion if that single model has a flaw. If 5 major banks use the same AI for liquidity management and that AI fails, the entire market could freeze. Automation is the only way to track these external dependencies at scale. The boardroom perspective. The board must ask, do we own our risk, or have we outsourced it to a vendor we can't monitor? Third-party risk management, TPRM, is a critical component of the bank's defensive posture. Ensuring that every external algorithm is subjected to the same materiality assessment as internal ones is a fundamental fiduciary requirement. It prevents the bank from being blindsided by a failure in a supply chain they thought was someone else's problem. Strategic implications and the 2026 horizon. As we look toward 2026, the window for voluntary adoption of automated systems is closing. We are entering a period of active governance. The transition from manual to automated isn't just a technical upgrade. It's a strategic realignment. Banks that master this will have a competitive advantage. They will be able to deploy AI faster, with more confidence, and with lower regulatory capital charges. To mitigate these risks, there are 3 priority actions for the executive team. Standardize the materiality assessment. Ensure that every model, whether internal or third-party, is ranked by its potential impact on capital, reputation, and the customer. Commit to model inventory automation. Move away from fragmented systems. Establish a single source of truth that provides real-time visibility to the 3 lines of defense. Embed continuous AI compliance monitoring. Shift the culture from annual audits to real-time oversight. Ensure that your Pillar 3 disclosures accurately reflect the strength of your automated controls. The banks that thrive in the next decade will be those that treat their model inventory with the same rigor, automation, and transparency as their cash reserves. In the modern financial era, your algorithms are your institution. Governing them is no longer an IT project. It is the ultimate fiduciary duty. If you found this strategic briefing valuable, please consider engaging with this content to ensure it reaches other leaders in the financial sector. You can support our commitment to institutional-grade analysis by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for future deep dives into global regulatory trends and strategic risk management. Your engagement helps us continue providing high-level insights for the global C-suite. Would you like me to develop a more detailed implementation roadmap for one of the specific regions mentioned, such as the EU or Singapore? If yes, leave a comment in the comment section.